Hey. I was thinking, and so I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts with you. I think I just saw a cardinal. I've been seeing a lot of cardinals lately, and I think it's because it's approaching a year since my sweet Gigi passed on. It'll be a year that I lost my dog next Wednesday on the 17th. And so as I look at my memories on social media, she's all throughout, and it's just been a challenging time. But that's not why I'm here today. And the fact that my face is naked, that's not why I'm here today either. I was not planning to do a video, but here I am. Normally, when I wake up in the mornings, after I shower, I just put my face on so that I'm ready for the day, whatever it may hold. But today I looked at my calendar. I didn't have any meetings that required me to go outside. I didn't have any virtual meetings. So I said, why bother? And so I decided not to put on makeup, no lashes, no nothing. So this is what you get. I decided to put on lipstick because I needed something. But nonetheless, that's not why I'm here either. I was reading something today that reminded me of a topic that I wanted to talk about. It's a topic that I've talked about before, but I don't think enough of us pay attention to it. I remember when I was going through my cancer the second time, I didn't want it to be like the first time where I sat at home and watched Netflix. And that was during a time where you had to mail the DVDs back and forth. I wanted to grow. I wanted to learn. And so I decided to take some courses at Case Western Reserve University, my alma mater, take some professional development courses. And so I took one on women in leadership. I became certified as an executive coach. I took courses on emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence, it wasn't new at the time, it wasn't in the 90s, but the concept was still newer and just getting out to people, and especially leaders, where they understood the importance of having those soft skills as well as the knowledge and the intellect to be able to do a job. And so I was excited because I'm all about the soft skills, right? And so I was eager to learn from those, especially those here at Case Western Reserve University, because they are big in the emotional intelligence space. Yeah, and so it was really good. I learned a lot, and I was a sponge absorbing everything. And at the heart of emotional intelligence, at the center, at the core, is self-awareness. Self-awareness is that critical skill that helps you understand your emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors, or actions, and see how they align with your internal standards. I think about this because in my books, and I have 3 books. My book, The Heart of Radical Caring, which deals with using your heart to become a better leader and changing the workplace culture and driving revenue. My book, The Beautiful Journey, which is about my experience through cancer, and also my book, I Need a Man, where we're working on ourselves so that we can attract love. In all of those books, one of the through lines is self-awareness. You have to know thyself. And so I'm looking at my book right now because I want to make sure that I don't miss out in sharing something that I think could be beneficial. For people who are highly self-aware, they can objectively evaluate themselves. They can manage their emotions. They can align their behavior with their values. They can understand how others perceive them. I remember some years ago, I was having a conversation with my best friend, and we were talking about legacy. And I was saying, when I'm gone from this place, I just want people to remember that I cared and that I cared deeply. That's it. And she said, you care? And I'm like, now I've known you the majority of my life. Like, how do you not know that I care? And she's like, I know that you care, but I just didn't know you cared about everybody. And so I was kind of like stunned, like, you are my best friend and you don't know this? And in that moment, I realized that maybe I'm not as self-aware as I thought, but I'm not alone. Most people, they say 95% of people believe they are self-aware. But can you guess the percentage of people who are not? Most of them. It's only 10 to 15% who actually are self-aware. That's a huge gap. 95% of people believing they are, and only 10 to 15 people truly are. And the reason for that, because I started thinking about it, a lot of times people don't want to go within. They don't want to do the introspection that is required so that they can understand the way they think and why they think that way, the way they act and why they act that way. People don't want to put a mirror up to themselves. They don't. And so, this is probably why most people are not self-aware. But you have to practice self-reflection and exercise introspection, looking at your conscious thoughts and trying to figure out why you're having them. It was Socrates who said, know thyself, or Plato. They gave it to both of them. But Socrates also said that an unexamined life is a life not worth living. We are to examine our lives. If you look outside, you will see yourself. If you look inside, you will find yourself. That is a quotation that comes from Drew Gerard. And I love that one. If you look outside, you will see yourself. If you look inside, you will find yourself. So I wanted to come on here and share, some strategies to help you, just a couple, or a few, I should say, to help you become more self-aware. Because I do know that it's important. It's important to be self-aware so you can bring out the best in yourself. As I said in my books, every book, I talk about self-awareness because it's part of the journey of becoming who we're supposed to be. You have to know who you are and why it is you show up the way that you do. And so here are 3 strategies, that's how many I have, to help you become more self-aware. The first one is to know your values. What are your core values? Know what drives you, who you are, and use those values to act as a compass to put you on track every day so that you're moving in the direction that you're supposed to. What you value is what you treasure, and what you treasure is where you would put your energy. So know what your core values are. If you want to know and exercise to do that, I can let you know. Just reach out to me. The second thing that I want to share as a strategy is to practice mindfulness. Be curious as to who you are and what you're feeling. Be fully present and aware of where you are and what you're doing. This is being that objective observer of self, observing your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. So, I akin it to being like you up here and you're up here looking at yourself. And you are being an objective observer of the life that you're living. And the third thing is to solicit feedback. Solicit feedback from others, your family, your friends, people who know you. One exercise that I will give you that I think is a powerful one. A lot of people think is morbid, but the reality is life is a terminal illness. None of us will escape without dying. And it reminded me of this, what I just said, that it reminded me of a commercial that I saw. I think it was a Gerber's life insurance commercial where they did not want to say that you're going to die. So they would say, if you're no longer at the table, instead of saying when you're no longer at the table. Like there's going to be a moment when we're no longer at the table. It's not an if. We all are going to go. And I recognize that, they're talking to the people who have a hard time facing death. So I get it. But the exercise that I would ask you to do is to write your obituary. It's useful in helping you focus on your life and what really matters to you. And it's a reminder to live in a way that you want to live. So act as though you have passed on and you have to write your obituary. What is it that people are going to say about you? And when you find out what you think they're going to say, that's when you can solicit feedback from those who know you to see if this is how you really are showing up. And I love this quotation by Gandhi. Gandhi said, Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. And in this, learn yourself. It's important. It's important. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about that because a lot of times I hear people saying, they have frustrations with things, so they want to change from job to job because they have frustrations with the job, or they want to move from city to city or neighborhood to neighborhood, not realizing or not even thinking about the fact that they're still taking themselves, that maybe it's not the job. Maybe it's not the neighborhood. Maybe it's not the city. Maybe it's you that need to change the way you perceive this world and how you show up in this world. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you with the naked face. But anyway, have a wonderful rest of the day. And again, know that I care about you. I care deeply. All righty, take care.